Okay, very important bit of information. We actually recorded this episode probably about 3 weeks before you're now hearing it. In between those two events, Olivia kind of went a little bit crazy on Instagram. Good crazy. She clean and jerked, was it 155? Yeah, 155 for a personal best. And then she doubled 115 in the snatch. So all of the predictions that we made, maybe just take them with a pinch of salt, or the other way around. Pinch of salt is the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah,
you almost want to sort of like level up everything we say about Olivia. So if she was equaling someone in a prediction, maybe give her another kilo or two. Okay, enjoy the episode. Welcome to the show where we talk all things weightlifting. I'm your host, Seb Ostrovich, aka the voice of the people, and this is the Weightlifting House podcast. Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of the Weightlifting House podcast with your host Seb Ostrovich, the voice of the people, joined of course by the people's enigma, Nick Grew. On this week's episode, we're going to talk about Olivia Reeves. Can she pull off a repeat in LA 2028? Or are we going to see, Liao Guifang, Song Kuk or someone else even come through and push into that gold medal position? And then we've also got a load of questions that have been sent in from you wonderful lot as well. So we'll go on to those. Those, they range from your thoughts on Clarence Kennedy all the way to which American 79 is going to be at the Olympic Games. So we'll get to all of those. Actually, I don't think we'll answer. Well, I say we won't answer the Clarence one, not because it's not an interesting question, but actually the question was actually just Clarence Kennedy.
Not quite a question.
It's not really a question.
No.
Thoughts on Clarence? Seems like a lovely man, but we would actually need a full question to answer that one. Before we start, I have one small favour to ask, and no, it's not to rate the podcast, though that genuinely does help. It's to tell your teammates, your fellow weightlifters, about the podcast. That way you can actually have some decent chats with them during training because they're going to know as much as you. Or maybe perhaps you actually don't want them to know. You want to be the only one with the good info. I don't know. But no, please do tell your teammates, and of course do make sure to give the podcast a quick 5-star rating if you have a spare second. Onto the show. Okay, so let's talk about Olivia Reeves and Song Kuk and Liao Guifang.
Yeah.
So obviously, I think people remember that last Olympic quad, basically Liao Guifang led things for quite a while. She didn't actually do incredibly well in Colombia in 2028, but after that competition, so it wasn't actually that long a period. We're talking about Asian Games 2023 and then Saudi Worlds 2023. There was a 6-month period where she started picking up world records in the snatch and the clean and jerk and the total. And then suddenly Song Kuk turned up and started beating her, but there was this feeling of like, well, North Korea, they're not allowed to compete at the Olympics, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it.
It's not it's a threat, but it's not a threat for the Olympics. And then just from so far below, the crazy trajectory of Olivia Reeves.
Competition after competition.
Yeah, it just started getting picked up, and it was like, okay, she did pretty well at the Pan Am Champs 2023. Mm-hmm. Saudi Worlds, I think she even got a bronze.
Yep, she's picked up a few. Before that, she was picking up a few medals here and there.
Yeah.
Did she medal in Colombia?
I think she got a clean and jerk bronze.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then at the the Grand Prix, in Qatar, Liao Guifang and Song Kuk had an incredible battle, but for the first time, there was somebody not too far from them, and it was Olivia Reeves. And it was after that competition that I then said, China's not going to send Liao Guifang. And I've mentioned that prediction many times because I was so pleased with it that it came true. Because her progress is too fast. And at that point, it looked like if Olivia goes 6 for 6 and Liao Guifang goes 4 for 6 in Paris, Olivia's going to win. Mm-hmm. But how much better really could Olivia get? She went to Sofia, Bulgaria for the European Champs. I don't remember what she did there, but she looked pretty good. But then she went to the Grand Prix, the last chance qualifier, and she defeated them both.
Yeah, that was the real
that was a real kicker. And that was
Yeah.
obviously where Team China was like, well, how on earth could we send Liao Guifang at this point? It's just way too risky. And that's kind of where we are now. Well, it's not really. I mean, Olivia then went on and hit. She became Olympic champion, won the world championships. But like at the last world championships, the three of them were all world champions. They was all separated out.
Yeah.
Olivia stayed at 71. Song Kuk went to 76, which is basically what the new category is going to be, 77. And Liao Guifang went up to 81. And then recently, Liao Guifang came back down to 76, set all the world records, or set new world records. And Song Kuk went down to 71 and set world records. Yeah. So I think the thing that I think is worth talking about is the fact that Olivia beat them, but they have bigger lifts.
Yeah, it was almost more the fact that she got good enough to scare off China, right? In terms of the Paris win.
Yeah.
But this time it's going to be harder because because you've just got all the North Korean lifters. China can't go in and just select obvious gold medalists anymore.
No.
There might be a few categories where there's going to be a North Korean in it, or there's going to be an Olivia Reeves in it. So it might be that she can't scare both of China and North Korea off. So this time she might actually have to be the best.
She might have to be the best. And can she? So, I mean, what are her best lifts in competition? 120, 150.
And what have we seen her do in training recently?
123, 153.
Yeah.
And I should have pulled up all of these numbers in advance. Song Kuk, if I can spell that right. I think she's done, here we go, 121 in the 71s.
Yeah.
155.
Okay.
So she's up 6.
Yeah.
And then Liao Guifang, I think in that category, I think she's done 120, 153, but I'll pull it up to check. Guifang. 120, 153, yeah. So 273 is Liao Guifang's best total. 276 is Song Kuk, and 268 is Olivia Reeves.
I mean, they are very close. And
Olivia
does feel like she has. I mean, it always feels like there's more in the tank there, especially on a good day when the snatches just fly up.
Yeah.
And we've seen obviously bigger lifts in training from her recently.
There's an 8-kilo gap between all of their best performances.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you have to look at trajectory.
Yeah.
And in her defense, Song Kuk is actually still getting better because she just set new world records in the clean and jerk and total.
How old is she?
Song Kuk,
Yeah, do you know?
2001.
Okay.
Wow, she's still young, 24. Yeah. So, how is she 24? She doesn't look it, does she?
No.
So Song Kuk is improving slowly. 121, 155 is massive. Liao Guifang kind of feels like she might be improving. I mean, she competed at 76 the other day, snatched 125, 154. So in that category, she's there and ready. It seems to me, my feeling is, well, I have a lot of feelings about this, but the best clean and jerker is Song Kuk. The best snatcher is Liao Guifang.
Yeah.
And the best,
all-rounder.
Gamer.
Yeah.
Is Olivia.
Yeah.
Olivia's not the best all-rounder because she hasn't actually got the total that
She's
they've
the
got.
Best.
But she's got, best trajectory is Olivia.
Yeah. And they've got to go 6 for 6. It's whoever goes.
Yeah, it's going to be who makes lifts.
Yeah.
It's whoever's going to win in LA. So at 77.
And then you've also got the weight increase, body weight increase, who that's going to benefit more.
Yeah. So I would say Liao Guifang is the short. Liao and Song are Olivia's the tallest of the three. But she's not that tall, but I think she's taller.
It's hard to think.
It's hard to think. Song Kuk and Liao Guifang are not very tall. I think Olivia is the tallest, so it might benefit her the most. Let's write some numbers down. Liao Guifang goes to 77. We've seen her at 76. She did 125, 154. She missed a third attempt clean and jerk, but basically made it. I think she's capable of maximums of 127, 157. Absolute max.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a 284. Absolute max. Song Kuk, I don't feel like she can snatch 127. I feel like she's going to max out at like 124.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see her clean and jerk something like 159. I think she's just dangerous.
Maybe even try the...
what, you think 160?
Yeah.
160, so we're looking at 284. So they're both at 284. Olivia...
I think she's somewhere in the middle of the snatch, 125.
Maybe even 26.
Yeah.
126.
It often feels like she almost has more potential in the snatch, just how easy it looks.
She did 153 the other day, and should we just confirm this? Because they've probably got the start list up for Pan Ams now, haven't they?
Oh, yeah.
Should we just confirm that she's going in at 69? Because she might have changed her mind. It's possible.
Because that was a while ago. She said that, wasn't it?
Yeah. So Pan Am champs. Just I'm kind of... they don't even have the start list up.
You're joking.
Oh, it's classic Pan Ams.
No, they don't, do they?
It's on the 12th of July. It's pretty soon.
Not even an entry. Nothing.
But let's say she just did that 123, 153, getting ready to be a 69.
How long do you think she's going to stay at 69? Just for Pan Ams and then come back up?
Yeah. Maybe for Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for Worlds, yeah. I think she can clean and jerk about... Well, she and her coach said to us...
I think she's in between the two again.
She said 160. 57, 58.
Yeah.
The problem is if I put 158, then she's also at 284.
Yeah,
and we've predicted 284 for all three of them. And have done that accidentally.
Yeah. I mean,
but that's the 6 for 6. Those are the perfect
So then
lifts.
it's who's the most
who can do it?
consistent.
Who can lift the closest to their absolute best? And it's not even going to be... It's going to be who does it at the Olympics, because they'll all qualify.
Do you think they'll all go?
Well, maybe not Liao Guifang. It depends how... And maybe not Song Kuk.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to say... So China have got an obvious super that is that will be an obvious gold.
They will not have an obvious 53.
No.
Because Ri Song Gun will look good. They might have Lo Shifang at 63.
Yep.
I'm interested to see if Lang Jiamei comes back and goes to 86 and scare off, but and beat Salford even.
Yeah, so it might be that there's just less competition in that category.
Yeah, it's going to be on the edge for Liao Guifang again, probably. Song Kuk,
and then North Korea have got the 53.
64, who's now going to be 63, Ri Suk. And that's probably their best bet.
And then the 70,
because they've got 55 and 59, but they're going to have to split into 53 and 64.
And then the 77.
Song Kuk,
yeah. I think
So they probably will take her.
Maybe a question mark over China.
But maybe less so over Song Kuk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so then at the Olympics, it comes down to who handles the pressure well. Olivia will be in front of a home crowd, but she's already won it.
Yeah.
Both of those things work in opposition, I think, to nerves. You've won it, which helps.
Yep.
But you're in LA. That sucks. I mean, it's amazing, but that's scary. That's scary.
I mean, it depends.
She doesn't
on the lifter,
thrive,
doesn't it? Really.
Yeah, she thrives with the pressure.
And she'll have another 3 years of competition under her belt. She's pretty new to the senior game in the last quad.
Yeah. But then, I mean, if being in the USA makes a difference for Olivia, I mean, forgive me if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, North Korea and China aren't the tightest of allies with the USA.
I don't think so.
No. So I think that it would act positively for both of them.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a big sense for those countries of like go and win
Try
in
and
the
dominate,
USA.
yeah.
That's going to be a big thing for them. So I don't want to make a prediction. I'm not going to. I don't think
take a picture of that little graph there, and
we'll save that.
yeah.
284. That's what we're saying. 284 will be the most we'll see from any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we could be right as well. We could be right. And I don't think we'll see any. I was going to say we won't see any of these numbers in Norway. I disagree. I think Liao Guifang could do it. She could do either of them. 127 or 157. She might be the one who actually we could bump her numbers a bit more.
Maybe. See what she does in Norway.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. I feel like I have too much bias for having spent so much time with Olivia.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Do you want to make a prediction of the let's say they all go to Paris, to LA.
I don't think they all will go.
Let's say they do.
They do, okay.
What does the podium look like?
I think I'd back Olivia.
Yeah.
I think I would.
It's going to be fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, my word. It's going to be fun. It's going to be very fun. Okay, shall we move on to the next questions then?
Yeah, go for
We've
it.
got a load sent through. We've still got lots from a few weeks ago that we can get to if we run out at all. Okay, so which American 79 do you think is going to be in LA?
So we've got...
For me, it's Caden Cahoy.
Caden, Ryan Grimsland.
There is another guy.
Preston Powell was in 81. I guess he'll come down.
Yeah, I mean...
I think it has to be Caden, right?
Ryan looks great at the moment.
Yeah.
Really good.
We've not seen it on an international scene, though.
Yeah.
And Caden has competed pretty well, actually, consistently.
Yeah. And I think Ryan is a little bit more fluctuating.
Yeah.
He hit some massive training lifts off blocks in snatch and jerk.
Yeah.
I think Caden maybe is a bit more predictable in competition.
Yeah. And that weight bump for Caden is going to do him wonders, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. 79 would be good for him.
He'd be one to watch in 79s, actually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's he cleaning? Because he clean and jerk. Did he clean jerk 200 at that?
Yeah, he did. At that USA training camp. They all went mad there.
Yeah.
Well, not all of them.
Most of them.
He did, Olivia did, Colby did.
Yeah.
Maybe some others did, but they looked unbelievable. Some serious Insta, who's got a very funny and very good, actually, YouTube channel for weightlifting news stuff,
Yeah.
has asked for Pan Am predictions. But I don't know...
We've not even seen a start list.
We don't even have a start list, so I wouldn't be able to make a proper set of predictions. So
I think
we'll
one to mention, Kademar's looking good again, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah.
So
Did he just squat 315?
Yeah.
And he
snatched
block
170.
snatched 170.
Yeah, I think he's the one to watch. Obviously, he was injured in Paris, so he didn't really lift very well at all.
But you've also got
Jason Lopez.
Jason Lopez.
Presuming he competes.
He competed the other day.
Oh, yeah, he did. Could be a good little battle there.
That'll be a really fun battle.
I think
Jason Lopez has more talent for weightlifting than Kademar, slightly.
Yeah.
But Kademar's a workhorse, but
we have
Lopez
a little bias
is
for
like...
Kademar, don't we?
We love him, yeah. Well, he's modelled the House ones and the House twos, hasn't he? We made him a little belt, actually, didn't we? And by a little belt, I mean a regular full-size belt, but it said Kademar on it. But yeah, Lopez is... he's a bit of a freak, particularly when it comes to the snatch. He's just so strong.
Yeah.
So strong. But both of them a bit short to be 94.
Yeah,
Kademar
was a 96, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think Jason will be okay, actually.
They'll have to do it. Jason was 96 in Saudi.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see.
I think maybe some of the other Venezuelans like Venegas and Caf.
Yeah, we've not
Zarate,
seen...
is it?
Zarate, yeah.
We haven't seen them since Paris, so they're ones to watch.
Yeah, Venegas. We haven't seen Venegas since, have we?
And they were both like really hit their like hitting their stride towards the
They
end of
were.
that quad.
Yeah.
And
They
both did well in
very good.
Paris. I feel like they're
Both did great at the World Cup as well beforehand. I don't know who from Team Colombia's going. I've seen that Yeni Alvarez isn't doing. Whenever she posts stuff, she's doing like core training,
CrossFit stuff
pull-ups,
as well.
lunges. I don't know if she's heavy lifting at the moment. She might just be waiting and building up for Worlds in Norway, which I think will be a sick Worlds.
Yeah, definitely.
Not just like the competition, but location is going to be so much fun. Who else have we got? Mexico. Yeah, I mean, Laura Amaro. Mateus 102. Yeah.
From Brazil, yeah.
I'm obviously looking forward to seeing Colby, one of my favourite lifters at the moment. So we'll see. It's going to be a good one. This is a ridiculous question. What's your bench? You don't want to answer that.
No, pass.
My best ever. You might be impressed. 120 for one.
Yeah.
And then straight after it, I did a 110 triple, and then I did 100 for 10.
Because you quite quickly got up to 100 when you were doing bodybuilding.
Yeah, I got back to 110 actually pretty quick.
This time last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then I just do dumbbells now.
Yeah,
I haven't tried it. Weightlifting house accessories are chosen by world record holders, Olympic champions, and lifters like you. Our belts, knee sleeves, wrist straps, and straps are designed to handle intense training and perform at the absolute highest level. Right now, we're offering 3 for 2 on all accessories at weightliftinghouse.com. Pick up a belt, knee sleeves, or any combination you choose and get one item for free. Chosen by champions like Carlos Cesar, Rahmat Owen Abdullah, and Yeni Alvarez, Weightlifting House is worn by the best. Head to weightliftinghouse.com or click the link in the description to start training like the pros and walk away with a free accessory. That's weightliftinghouse.com. What will it take for weightlifting to be mainstream in the US?
Specifically in the US. I mean, I guess a lot of it has to do with what's popular at university.
Yeah. Even at high school level.
Yeah.
Like making the power clean almost like a competition.
Yeah.
I know they do that in Florida. They do a lot of like power clean plus bench press. And they get like thousands of kids doing it. That sort of stuff definitely helps. But I mean, it's kind of getting bigger because you can go into almost any gym now and there's, potentially an Eleiko bar.
But you can be able to do the sport, yeah.
There are bumper plates. You can drop it. I mean, 10 years ago, that was absolutely impossible. You couldn't do that almost anywhere. I mean, really, everyone comes from this from a different perspective. Like, if you ask Mike Catone, he'd come from a building talent perspective. Mm-hmm. I come just from a media perspective.
Yeah.
And I look at the sports that I like. I love track and field. Love basketball.
I guess if you look at the other
UFC.
sports who have that have blown up in popularity recently, like F1.
Yeah,
they have comes from a Netflix documentary
media.
And video. Yeah,
yeah. It's getting the people who watch it to know about the personalities of the people.
The talent's already there.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like weightlifting needs to get better. It could get worse.
Yeah,
like ability wise, and still be way more popular.
Yeah,
like as soon as Hafthor Bjornsson and Eddie Hall started talking shit with each other and a few others, strongman's always been big, but like it hit a crazy peak.
Yeah.
Brian Shaw, like all these guys, and they all got YouTube channels and they all started building the sport so much because you got to know who they were, what they'd been through, how their training was going. Documentaries like Sprint, was it called Sprint?
Yeah,
we watched?
Shows on the CrossFit Games and stuff are always very good, weren't they?
Yeah. The CrossFit Games used to have really good stuff. UFC has incredible media outlet. Like partly they have their show, which I can't remember what it's called, the reality show. But then they also just like documenting, flying out, doing all these sorts of things. I feel like that is the way forward. You can already see that like Carlos has become known. Like, Jake, who writes for us, he said that I think his girlfriend was in the gym and she was doing weightlifting. I can't remember how it happened, but a random person said, oh, I know weightlifting. I like Carlos, and like that. Or the people know Liu Xiaojun.
Carlos definitely gets pushed on the algorithm to just sort of general gym goers.
Yeah,
Some
absolutely.
of my friends know who he is.
Yeah,
just
maybe
from
because of
seeing him
you.
on-
Because you
maybe.
probably say, oh, we're doing deals with him, and they get hyped.
Yeah.
But like, you know, women like Cambe's become very popular. Obviously, Team Italy have become very popular. And a lot of these athletes, if they had, like Matty Rogers, like if they had, imagine if there was like a little team following Julia and Pere around and Matty Rogers around and Carlos and Rahmat, people would watch that and it would just get interesting. People would be up for it. So I think that for me, it's the media side of things that needs to get bigger and bigger. And
I mean, maybe
we're trying, obviously, aren't we? But like, we're also, I mean, it doesn't seem like it, maybe, from people watching in, but we are so product focused, really, as a company.
yeah,
We just also do media. And because we start off as media, people see us that way. But like, most of the work that's going on in the office is product
yeah,
and website and design and that sort of stuff. And then our sort of like satellite team around
It's
the
more
world
media, isn't
is a
it?
bit more media.
Yeah.
It's filming, recording, editing, writing. So maybe I'm biased as well because I'm in the office. And so I see more of us.
yeah,
And I just take all calls with the other media guys and tell them what to do. But we're so focused on that and building that. And we have to do that in order to get out. You know, you can only hire an editor once you sell another 1,000 pairs of leggings or something, don't you? So like, you've got to build the physical empire around it. But hopefully there'll be more and more media attraction.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I guess
And it would be good for the sport because we noticed that, didn't we? When we were at Worlds, there was really weird media rules for all the media companies. And because we're sort of like, we have much bigger deals than the others because we do all the broadcasting. So we basically have the same rights as always. But like Hook Grip, ATG, Troxy, who else? YKS, 1 Kilo, like Liu Xiaojun, like they couldn't do the same level of posting.
yeah,
I'm hoping those rules go now, but that was bad for
not
us.
great for the sport, is it?
Wasn't good for the sport. People didn't even know Worlds was on, and we even noticed like the number of people watching the live stream was slightly lower. The spike that you would normally expect from like traffic to the website, which converts into sales, maybe wasn't quite what you would have expected. So like you need to let people come and film.
Yeah,
And maybe, I know that it's, you know, you can't just turn up to Wimbledon, film really high quality courtside and then start a business without paying. So yeah, maybe they need to increase the strictness. They need to, whatever, make it, like they need to have some more rules, but they can't create rules that push media away. They have to have rules that are like official, that keep media coming, so that media can grow the sport, media makes more money, and then eventually the IWF can start charging the media more to be there. But it has to be, they have to build the media.
Unfortunately, they don't see the media as a big part of
They don't see it as any kind of
pushing the
asset.
popularity of the sport.
No. And did you see that the Olympic channel was on YouTube, was live streaming powerlifting the other day?
No.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, the Olympic channel. And it was like a B session. It had like 3,000 live viewers.
Wow.
So I was like, why is the Olympics doing that? You know, we're in there, but you can't rest on your laurels. You know, they can switch us out. Powerlifting's a much more popular sport.
Might do the odd switcheroo.
The old switcheroo, it's been done plenty of times. So that's my feeling is increasing media. But I know there's lots of other things like increasing participation and all of that. But I think the sport is inherently cool. I think you can improve the structure of it to make it way more friendly to watch.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like, there should be twice as many lifts, and like they need to be producing, you know, highlight reels and everything to be showing in between lifts and all that sort of stuff. So, all right, let's move on. What team could you see being the next hype team like Italy was? Kazakhstan.
I think, Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan's one of them.
I think
It'll be a different hype.
In Europe, a team to watch is maybe like Germany coming back, looking strong.
Oh, yeah.
You got is it Raphael Friedrich or Friedrich Raphael?
I think it's Raphael Friedrich.
He's obviously one to watch in the 94s,
Yep.
recently beating Robu. You've got
Gutu.
always picking up medals.
Yeah.
A few more on the women's side coming through. Kiara Klug's a new super who's like weighs like 90 kilos.
Yeah.
Won some
Small
medals.
super, but looking strong.
I think they're a team to watch in Europe.
Uh-huh.
Japan, maybe?
Where is
junior.
Japan? There was not one Japanese weightlifter at Asians.
There's some coming through from...
Are there?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Where's Masanori Miyamoto when you need him?
Yeah.
Where's Aishiro Murakami when you need him? I haven't seen them in a
back
while.
at Worlds.
I hope so, because they were all peaked
Yeah.
for the last chance qualifier last year. They were peaked. They looked great. Who else? I mean, I just can't see a team like Venezuela necessarily becoming quite as like commercially big, but I can see them doing
No, I think that's a good shout.
as like Italy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Venezuela and Brazil and Colombia are all going to look. I mean, Team USA is getting kind of like more exciting again. I'd say. Like,
I'd agree with that, especially on the men's side.
Finally, we've got some really good men coming through.
Yeah.
Like Hampton is exciting, Colby's exciting, Caden's exciting.
And then there's
Ryan can be
a load of women that are
loads of women who are coming through.
extremely good.
Yeah, it's finally like there was obviously this group of weightlifters who are amazing and deserve all the credit, like Kate and Matty and Jordan and hit numbers that a lot of the new people are going to struggle to hit. But once you've seen somebody for 2 quads, you're sort of excited to see like can Team USA even produce anyone else, and they have.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I think Team USA is going to be not just popular, but I would say top 4 teams in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard on a podcast with Josh and Sergey, Sergey was talking to someone in Team USA, it could have been Ursula, I don't know, that Team USA's goal is basically to beat China.
Okay.
That's their thing, is like to be ahead of China in weightlifting. And they literally could do it with the way
Now's
China's
the time
going.
to try and do that.
Do you know who we didn't mention? Who was going to be a really good weightlifter in last week's episode?
Go on.
Is Sharofidin and Ridinov.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Uzbek 110.
Yeah.
He's not there yet with Akbar and Ruslan, but wait till Uncle leaves.
Yeah.
And then Sharofidin. Yeah. And Ridinov's going to be good. He's really good to watch.
Yeah.
He's actually a sick weightlifter.
Yeah.
He's so good. Give him a little bit more strength.
Lockout.
Scrappy lockout. Beautiful technician. Yeah, I love watching him. Do you think Tian Tao is coming back for the 88 kilo weight class?
I don't know the Chinese. They sort of he did retire after Thailand. He sort of put out that post on Instagram, but then
you see them training.
Yeah,
you
don't
see
know if
them
they're coming back for an Asian. I don't know,
for an Asian comp or Chinese nationals.
Yeah,
because that's what they don't retire internationally, do they?
Yeah.
They retire at a national competition always. It's hard to know. I mean, I even think Shi Ziyong might come back.
He snatched 160 the other day, didn't he?
Exactly, and you still look at it and you go, "You're top 3 in the world if you can do that."
Yeah.
What would he? You know what? He could go 71, have a laugh.
Have a bit of fun.
He could, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Non-Olympic.
I don't think he wants to clean a joke though, does he?
No, he really doesn't. He really doesn't. He might just go snatch only.
Yeah.
Well, if let's say he does come back, not Tian. He's not fighting for another Olympics. Let's be honest. So maybe he would just go 71 and have fun. But also, what is the fun for him? The fun is like competing, and he's not having fun going up against.
Well, that 71
Khan
class is going to
Karaman.
be kind of bare.
Yeah, he needs competition. So I think neither of them. I don't think we'll see either of them again.
I think so.
Yeah,
agree with that.
This question came up along in one form or another, which is where's Max, and then also what actually happened with Weightlifting House and Weightlifting AI. Did I mention this the other week?
No, I don't think so.
I didn't. Okay, so whereas Max, in terms of the commentary, he's just in the USA and he is so busy with Coach Logic. For those who don't know, Coach Logic is a coaching and athlete software, but I think really it's for coaches. Kind of like Train Heroic, but better, I think, or weightlifting specific. Obviously, he built Weightlifting AI, and then he's been focused on Coach Logic. But he is now so deep in that as full time as a job doesn't even really cover it. Like I think it's like 6 a.m. till midnight type, situation. Living basically in Silicon Valley with
Startup,
a bunch of coders. Like I think they're just going so ham on it. He just does not have time to be devoting to commentary, which is a shame because I do like doing commentary with Max, but it's not like we won't ever do commentary again, but I think he's just in a phase where he just has to give this 110% effort. And then that's also kind of why we, Weightlifting House, stepped aside from the AI. I mean, we helped launch it, the concept, the mission behind it to create these highly individualized, adaptive training programs for weightlifters. I still stand behind that as a mission. But, basically Max was focusing more and more on the coaching side of things and building all of it. And we were just growing so much as a product company and media company that we just didn't have time to put into either. And you can't I've learned that a lot building Weightlifting House. You can't do too many things, otherwise they all suffer. Mm-hmm. And when Max first reached out to us, 2022, we hadn't even done any commentary yet.
Yeah.
Weightlifting House TV wasn't a thing. It was pre-Albania. Yeah, we barely had any products. We didn't have knee sleeves, so we didn't have any clothes. There was so much we didn't have. So it seemed like a great opportunity at the time, and it was. And we really helped launch Weightlifting AI, thousands of customers. It was all very good. But ultimately, what we do best is we create the products that are worn by world champions, Olympic champions, world record holders, and we document the sport like nobody else. And that's what we do. And it doesn't necessarily make sense from a branding perspective as we're sort of, the way I see us, at least this is how we try to be, is the voice of the sport. Maybe on the podcast we're a little bit more cheeky with it, but if we put stuff out on YouTube, we're the voice of the sport. We're trying to be authoritative and factual. And if we therefore do something like a program, it almost has to be this is the official program of the sport of weightlifting, rather than this is our favorite program out there and we're just picking a side. We don't want to pick too many sides when we have this kind of authoritative voice. So it just made sense that let's focus on programming. Sorry, let's focus on media and products, and Max can focus on programming. And we'll see. Hopefully we all collide again one day at a competition and we do more commentary. But until then, Sergey is just so tremendous on the mic, and he's got such a wealth of experience that I think we'll do just fine. But that's the answer to that. All right, what next? We've sort of done this. You're head of the IWF. What changes do you implement to grow the sport? We sort of just did that with the USA improvement stuff. I'm actually going to jump back to some of the ones we had from the other week. So, why does everyone call Lasher the GOAT, even though Naeem has a better Sinclair? Do you want to? I feel like I normally answer this sort of question. Do you want to? What do you think?
I guess the amount he moved the snatch and clean and jerk up.
Yeah.
And it's the most weightlifted.
Heaviest lifts of all time. And also, GOAT is it's just become a colloquial
Yeah, I actually don't like that it's become a...
Yeah, it's becoming everything.
It's overused, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. We'll call Rizky the GOAT.
Yeah.
He's not the GOAT.
No.
No. The GOAT should really just be the single individual greatest of all time. And maybe you could call LeBron the GOAT, but really it's MJ. So you should have 2 or 3 people who you know. And in weightlifting, it's Naeem and it's Lasher.
The Sinclairs aren't far away, right?
No, the Sinclairs are very close. Lasher's got the second best ever.
Yeah.
And he's got the heaviest snatch ever, heaviest clean and jerk ever, heaviest total ever, undefeated. So like you can give it to either of them.
Yeah, and he's the greatest super of all time.
Yeah, there's something that has to be said about lifting the most weight ever.
Yeah.
That you just can't give to someone like Naeem being 60 kilos.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why people call him that. It's just like, he maybe is on all metrics except for one. He literally is. So maybe that's enough to make him the GOAT. Most likely American weightlifter to medal at LA 2026. 3, 2, 1. Olivia. Yeah. After
on the men's side.
Wait. On the men's side, it's funny. I'm at a point now where I feel uncomfortable because I know you know the athletes, but I know too many of the athletes, and I know that people will listen, and I don't want anyone to feel like.
I mean, I'll happily say that I think it would be either Colby or Hampton on the men's side.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't know who more.
I think close actually.
Yeah.
They're just both maybe just outside. But both.
I don't know. I mean, Hampton could be. I mean, North Korea's going to send one,
and then China potentially one, but we don't know who that would be.
Hampton could beat them.
Yeah,
Hampton could get silver.
Yeah, maybe it's Hampton then.
Yeah, Colby. I think
the 110s are more stacked than how many.
There might be, yeah. And also with 3 years out, it's so hard to know.
A bit early to say.
Yeah, a little bit early. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? People saying they're very happy for us with how busy things have gotten. It's pretty busy, isn't it, at Weightlifting House these days?
Yeah, busy next week.
Yeah, that's something we talk about. We've got a
next week.
Big photo and video campaign for our upcoming next clothing drop.
Yeah.
Or collection. It's not. We've got before that. We've got the Carlos.
Yeah, we've got a little
sort of
smaller
clothing.
Carlos. Yeah.
It's beautiful stuff. People love seeing him in it, but it's 3 pieces.
Yeah.
You got a t-shirt, some compression shorts, and some leggings, and they look unreal. And they're going up in. They might be out now. I'm not sure.
Maybe a week
You'll know
or so.
because this. Yeah, it's going to be early July, isn't it?
Yeah.
But this is a much bigger one, and so it's funny, isn't it, just how it's evolved? Because we've booked out the biggest media studio
in the Midlands, I think?
In the Midlands,
yeah.
Which is, for those of you out of the UK, is like, the middle of the UK, basically. Yeah. It's massive, 3 enormous studios.
Used by like big brands in the UK.
Yeah, like Gymshark will go there sometimes and do stuff
Castor and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we've got the middle studio, which has got this massive infinity white wall, and we've got models coming. We've got
Nate coming to
Nate's
do video.
flying in to do video. We've got photos being done.
Yeah.
And then we've got to pay for a technician to be there to help with lighting and all the rigs and everything.
Because we don't really know anything.
No, we've got amazing people with cameras, but we don't have anyone who actually does lighting.
No.
You just, because they're all like on location creatives, you just make do with whatever the lighting is. But we don't know about setting it up as much. So
could be interesting, couldn't it?
But yeah, to be there from, do you remember, I mean, it's almost painful to even mention it, but we did the college drop in 2021, I reckon.
And it was me and you on a
October
upstairs in the old
office warehouse. Just a white painted brick wall.
Yeah.
With an iPhone.
Yeah.
Probably an iPhone 5. And we just took pictures of each other in t-shirts and jumpers.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think we said to each other, how many do we want to sell? And I think we said, let's try and sell 100.
I think we might have scraped that.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah. And the numbers now in comparison to that are so ridiculous. Which is why we can afford to spend so much on like a campaign shoot and all that sort of stuff. But that's going to be a busy day for sure. Coordinating that with that many people.
Yeah, will be.
And we're trying to squeeze it all into 24 hours rather than, we were thinking let's go 2 days and spread it out, but it's not cheap to hire a studio like that, is it?
I did something similar last year for the 90s stuff.
Yeah,
but that was more of a location shoot rather than in a studio.
Because we've always had enough space in our HQ to have white background and lights.
Yeah, we just haven't got that.
It's not massive. It's still like the ceiling's still 2.5 meters high or whatever. Whereas the ceiling's 10 meters high.
Yeah,
with a rig, and it's absolutely colossal. So it's just a way to level up. And I remember you were a little bit concerned about making everything look completely perfect, which is great to have that. But I said to you something like, you got to remember that no one else in weightlifting is even doing this.
No.
So we look at some of our favorite brands and we think we want to emulate that. But just the fact that we're even at a studio, people see that when they're on social media. They know, they recognize it. Like, weightlifters know what weightlifting brands are doing. And when you see the sorts of things that we'll be doing, there will be a sense of like, oh, that is another level. We don't get to see that from other people. So
I think that it kind of felt like that after the 90s, that we actually did a 90s campaign.
Yeah.
Rather than it just being the pictures of the product.
Yeah. And that was a sick video.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting the athletes into the gym, setting up the gym, like the film, photo shoot. Yeah, that was all very cool. Very, very cool. Let me see. What else do we have? Will you make a video about Carlos Sassar in the Bundesliga in Germany? I mean, if they're talking about the performance, that was pre-Olympics. So that was about a year ago, so probably not. You know what? I think we've done most of these. So I think we're probably good to leave it.
Anything else you want to talk about?
I suppose, I suppose when this episode comes out, I never actually mentioned this, I might be off work for a few weeks, right?
A few weeks?
Yeah.
All right.
I know you're worried that it's going to be longer. But yeah, no, my wife is pregnant, so and has been for
8 months,
8.5 months. So basically, by the time we get to sort of mid-July, I could well be off out of work for the rest of July at least, trying to get more than 3 hours of sleep a night. But I will be back, and we will have pre-recorded a bunch of episodes. So don't worry, you'll still be able to listen to everything. But yeah, it's possible that I'm not actually in the office for a few weeks. But we also have new headquarters now. Well, I don't know which is the headquarters. We have new quarters. We have new offices for Weightlifting House that are literally an 8-minute walk from my house, as well as the old place. So if I am feeling a little bit energetic and want to pop in,
you can always take a stroll
even if
down.
it's just to come in and just jump in the stew, and get a little podcast with you, we could do that.
Yeah, it's a good shout, actually.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Ease you back into it.
Yeah, I'll fall asleep on the podcast. Yeah. I've seen that happen before.
Really?
Yeah. You know who fell asleep? On the mic.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Can be done.
Yeah, it can be done. It's happened a few times, actually. It's not very good of them. All right, so I think that's going to be a bit from us. We appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you follow me, Seb Ostrovich. Follow Nick WLHOUSE on Instagram. And head to the links below to sign up for the newsletter and pick up some very, very cool apparel and any 3 for 2 on the accessories. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll catch you all next week on the next episode of the Weightlifting House podcast.